And we're back. So, what was that?
Sorry, I was just thinking about the fact that we didn't cover what one of the viewers had asked about in regards to the families.
Oh, we'll recover that. Cover that next time.
Okay.
But this time we want to talk about a really touchy subject and a video. And you're gonna have to help me with the person's name. The video is called "Far Away" by Marsha Ambrosius. If you haven't seen it, please YouTube it and you'll be able to see the video. And please disregard the noise in the background because we do have visitors here. So again, we have an audience. But anyway, I want to talk about this video because and if, for those that don't know, since you haven't seen it, and for those that do know, just to give you a quick background, the video is based on a true story.
Yes.
Marsha had a best friend that he was hiding himself, so he would use her as to go to events, parties, get-togethers, whatever. But in this video, she would accompany him through the parks where everybody knew them, that they were together, all of that stuff, and go pick up his son from the baby mama. Anyway, and then in that video, then they go back to Marsha's house, and another guy comes in the picture, comes into her apartment, hugs her, then goes to her best friend, her guy friend, hugs him, and then kisses him.
On the mouth.
Yes.
Romantically.
Yes. Intimately. And then from there, the video goes on where they're both finally ready to come out and comfortable with one another. So he goes with his partner to go meet his ex-girlfriend who has his son. So the son sees them, but doesn't see them two holding hands. He just sees his father. When the mother looks up, sees that the baby daddy and his boyfriend are holding hands, and she grabs the son and walks away. So with that, they walk back through the park where people would see him and Marsha together, and those guys decided to jump them. So after they jumped them, Marsha was at home waiting on him, and she was calling him. And while she was calling him, he had wrote a letter, right? And he had taken a whole bunch of pills and committed suicide. So that's what we're going to talk about. And then also the reason why, do you want to say anything? But the reason, I just wanted to tell you the video, and the reason why I said that is because I was at the barbershop.
Yeah.
And at the barbershop, my barber is a female, and she identifies as a lesbian. And then in the barbershop, they have men barbers, so they're there. And the video came on in the barbershop, and they wanted to talk about it. They told us, why didn't BET censor it?
Right.
And I told them, well, why should BET censor it? They said, well, because they have a lot of kids that's watching it. And I said, well, nowadays it's very open in school where the kids these kids are dating each other. A lot of girl-girl relationship, guy-guy relationships going on. From my understanding, I have a friend that lives in South Coast, California. Anyway, but her daughter's in school and they have a gay club, and you don't have to be gay to join the club, and you just support it. And it's the same in Hawaii, where I'm from. It's very open.
It's like that in New York.
Yeah.
Florida, like all the major places that you could possibly think of. Like homosexuality with adolescents is so far widespread in regards to them being comfortable and being out, even if their parents don't accept it. Like they go to school and they express themselves as such.
Right. And then even when I went to school back in the 90s, they used to have boys that would come to school as transsexuals, and the teachers would identify them as girls, like call them by their name, and they started off really young doing hormones. But anyway, back to the barbershop. So these guys were like really offended
and using the kids as an excuse.
Yeah, using the kids as an excuse. And then my whole thing is like, okay, so why should you guys want to censor her video, but you don't want to censor Nelly taking a credit card and swiping it through a girl's booty? Okay.
But they do, because they used to only play that video on, what was it called? Uncut?
Well,
so it would be
now,
really late at night or whatever the case may be.
now,
But let's not even talk about a video as extreme as Nelly, because what they showed on Marsha's video was not extreme in any sense. It was one kiss and hand holding.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
There's a million videos that I could name off from the top of my head that have kissing in it, hand holding in it, clothes falling off to insinuate that they're getting ready to have sex, people on top of one another laying in beds.
Oh, you know what I should have asked those guys is, if you were offended with two guys kissing, were you offended by D'Angelo showing his body?
Right.
All of that.
How does it feel?
Yeah.
They probably weren't. They probably were lusting after him. Because he was looking quite delicious in that video.
Yeah, he was. But the thing is, so then I also asked him, okay, how does it feel for, for you to be against two men kissing, but you want to see a male and a female kiss on TV and two females? They were okay with two females. They said, that's fine, but two men is wrong. Okay, how is it wrong? They said, it's just wrong. Okay, how is it wrong? I don't get it. Is it wrong?
It's not wrong to me. You know me. I'm an advocate for everybody loving whoever they choose to love. As long as that's what it really is. And even if it's not love, even if it's just a matter of a physical or a sexual attraction, fine. It's yours to have. Yeah. On this YouTube, though, if you go to the YouTube and actually read some of the comments, it's some particular people who feel the same as the people in your barbershop, and then even more extreme. Like, they hate it. Mm-hmm. And then there's a lot of heterosexual people who are very supportive of it. Yeah. Marsha for herself, I'm not sure, but I believe that she's a heterosexual individual. And like we said, that was her best friend.
Best friend.
And she made this particular video because just by the song alone, you would never know that it was going to touch on this topic.
Right.
But she made this video especially for him because she loved him as a friend, and it hurt her that he couldn't be comfortable living his life the way he wanted to live it, no matter what the adversity is. Right. And this applies across the board, whether it's racism, that somebody's discriminating against you or being prejudiced about, religious views, political views, sexism, like it never matters. Disabilities, handicaps, you know what I'm saying? Like it happens. Mm-hmm. I strongly beg and urge anybody who's ever feeling that depressed, shut down, helpless, never to kill themselves because of someone else's ignorance.
Because it gets better. It really does.
It has to. But
And
you got to be around to know that it gets better.
Exactly. And on that note also, with my work and everything, not everybody knows about my lifestyle. So I have a friend that I would take to these corporate events.
A woman?
And a woman. And we would play the role, like everything. I mean, I got pictures. We would play the role, hold hands, and I would escort her, and she would be just drop dead gorgeous, same as me. And then everybody would see us,
Wait.
Yeah, I'm drop dead gorgeous too. Yes.
Same as you?
Yes.
Who says that?
I mean, I'm just drop dead gorgeous.
Anyway.
But, we would go and everybody would talk about, oh my God, did you guys see Al's woman, his girlfriend? And then some people behind my back would be like, wait a minute, I thought he was gay.
Right.
So if you don't know and you never asked me, then you would never know. So I played those roles just to be accepted. And it's not fair for me to do that.
Because you're not only are you lying for the public,
right?
It's kind of like you're not being true to yourself.
Exactly.
And it could take a toll on you mentally, emotionally. I remember a friend of ours was actually saying how uncomfortable she felt when she was at work with some of her coworkers, and they were talking about all the things that they were going to do with their families or significant others, and they were all heterosexual, and she wasn't. And she couldn't say, like, well, I'm going to be with my girlfriend.
Mm-hmm. And my partner's the same way. It's like I put pictures of us on my Facebook, and, he doesn't want it on his because of, he works around a whole bunch of men who like talk about women, all of that stuff. But you know, they want to go to strip clubs after work and stuff like that. But with all that said, it's what I chose. And I could have went a different route, but I didn't. Like, even now, if I had to go to a corporate event, I would call that friend. And we would go and
Why
pretend.
not just go by yourself? Because I'm sure, like, in the Marsha video, like, we're assuming that, you know what I'm saying? Well, when you gave the synopsis of the video, you were assuming that, you know, he was taking her around but they were best friends. So, of course, he would take her to the same places that he probably would go with his lover.
But they looked like a couple.
They looked like a couple. And so my thing is, for your particular situation, why not just go to the events by yourself?
I mean, I could, but I didn't. But just so you know, like, back to what Camino was saying, that it's not worth taking your life. Once my family accepted me, I didn't care who knew, you know, because at the end of the day, I pay my own bills. And it gets better. It really does.
But that's not true. If you're taking a woman to these corporate events, then you care who knows.
Yeah, but I don't have, well, let me say this. It's harder for gay black men in the corporate industry. Or women, you know. I want to say it's harder because you see a lot of white homosexuals that's just out, that's really flamboyant, and everybody loves them. But I'm just
everybody
not like
loves
that.
the ones that are in the closet too.
Yeah.
So yes, you're right. Corporate wise, across the board, white people are gonna get it easier. They'll even take somebody like Ellen and put her on TV, but they make Queen Latifah turn into a total feminine, makeup wearing, tight dress, bustier, cleavage hanging out type person. When we all know that ain't her.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right when it comes to matters of race and image, but still, then I'm asking you as a black man in corporate society, because you're going to get a break before a black woman gets a break. Mm-hmm. It's just the way it is.
Right.
Why not just say, in order to be true to myself and not have to tell a lie without actually saying anything, I'm just going to go to these things by myself.
And I can.
Do you think it would draw too much suspicion? Like, how come Al never brings a date?
That too. Or I just like a company of a woman to these events. But also, let me say, there was something else I was going to say. Oh, if you go to the YouTube, you'll see a lot of people that are against homosexuality. Now, if there's a man, I don't know about women, but if a man is complaining, teasing, is so against the homosexual lifestyle that he has to belittle people, I would question them. Just so you know, if you go to any gay person and you ask them the same question, if a man teases a gay person, it's a question mark over their head because they're fighting themselves. And I'm speaking from experience because when I was younger, we used to throw rocks at these gay people, drive by the club, throw rocks at them, tease them, laugh at them, try to fight with them. But the whole time in my mind, I'm like, wow, I wonder what they're doing in that club. But I was that boy that wanted to pick on them gay folks and beat them up and everything. And I was fighting who I was on the inside. So if you got any family members that do that, it should be a question mark. I can promise you 99.9% that they fighting something on the inside. Ask anybody. What do you think?
I mean, it's possible. You never know nowadays. A person could be anti-gay because maybe they were molested or, you know what I'm saying, raped or whatever the case may be by a person of the same sex. And, you know, those types of traumatic experiences could turn a person that way. Mm-hmm. It could be from the teachings. They don't really know why they hate the gay lifestyle so much, but they could have learned it from their parents or from a friend.
Mm-hmm. Now, y'all, this topic can go on forever. We just don't have that kind of time. We are going through some changes within the good, bad, and fab. We will be doing some guest appearances, bringing other people on that we may consider as a third member. I said it. Yes, that's the change. But anyway, you know, change is good, and you know, it'll happen. So on that note, thanks again, and we miss y'all, and we'll be back with more. Deuces.
Oh, did y'all see my nails? I had showed y'all for Super Bowl, but this is my new cheetah look.
Voodoo. Yeah, that's cute. She did it herself. Alright, deuces, y'all. Bye.